Let's talk about Teams. So in this session, we're going to talk a bit about Microsoft Mesh or immersive spaces. And it is pretty cool.
It's awesome. It's really fun.
And I haven't tried it yet, so I'm really eager to it.
Yeah.
Let's start by saying that when it was introduced, I thought, in a cartoon land, why are you gonna go around and you can't really use it for anything? But the more and more I thought about it, it definitely has it worth. It's not your one-to-one daily meetings, but for having a crowd together, for having a talk, a conference, or anything like that, I would definitely say that immersive space is worth spending the time and money on it.
Yeah, so let's start with the hardware, since we were sitting both with our headset on. I have the Meta Quest 2, and I think you got the Meta Quest 3.
Yeah, the new Meta Quest 3.
Yeah. So a bit different, but more or less the same experience, and which means that you can start a Teams meeting, you can go up to the view, and you can then change into immersive spaces.
But just to be clear, we're agreeing on that you cannot use the HoloLens, right? It's
HoloLens is not supported.
HoloLens is not supported. It's the Meta Quest that's supported.
Yeah. And if you go back, when you buy a set, you buy the goggles here, and then you buy the two hand controllers that you're having with different functions and so on. And you are we're gonna make another video later where we are actually recording in from just immersive space, but it is kind of point and click and move around with things. And I thought in the beginning it's very difficult. It's actually very easy to get started with. Of course, you can do a lot of different advanced functionality, and you can Google and Bing some videos and that are showing all the shortcuts and so on. But for getting started, it's very easy.
But Carsten, you're using glasses regularly on a daily basis. Is it okay to have the hardware on top of those glasses?
That was actually one of my concerns when I bought it, because I thought, hey, I'm just going to have a pair of that. And it's actually not a problem. When you fit your goggles, there's a function where you can move back and forth. So there are spaces for your goggles. And the good thing is that I haven't adjusted anything. When you're setting up, you'll see some different scenarios and say, hey, that's the way it should work. And to be honest, I don't even think that I have glasses on when I'm in that Meta Inverse universe.
But then another question, is the speaker in these? So would it make the spatial audio as well?
Yeah. You could definitely hear if somebody's talking in your left or right side and so on.
Nice.
The biggest problem here is that if you are sitting two together doing different things, it is a speaker. It's not a headset like you're sitting where it's like closing in. It is speaker coming out of the goggles, and you can hear with the people beside you.
But I think there's more to it. If you had it like I have headsets on, if it was more like this, you would probably be more. It's something with your balance of your body, etc. You need to hear where and how the audio is moving around. So
and it's really a nice functionality. Lars and I did a test a couple of days ago, and you can hear that he's talking somewhere out in the distance, and the closer you get, you can hear more. And
also, if you go too far away, you cannot hear me.
Yeah, the cool thing is actually on those, and now we are jumping a little back and forth, but hey, that's what we're doing. When you're into different spaces, some of the scenarios you can join, you have the meeting space where everybody in the meeting room can talk, and no matter where you are, you can hear them. And if you walk outside that meeting space, then you're kind of like in real world, you're leaving the meeting room and you go out in a hall or some other area, and then you can hear the people that are in there. So in one of the scenarios Microsoft have created, there are some, the meeting room where the main part is taking place, and then you can go out and you can actually grill some marshmallows or something like that and have a chat. So, and that's only the people around that fire that can hear and you can hear what they're saying. So it's kind of built up in like in real world life. That
but that's the thing, right? So I've recently read a lot of articles from Ernst & Young and universities, etc., about this metaverse that we bring into meetings, etc. We're going to be more productive because it's feeling more like the real world. I know you guys were sitting at a campfire or whatever, but I think when we move closer and more application will be launched to it, which includes Teams, and it will be inside of Teams, we will definitely see that many customers will purchase some of these goggles because it makes it more productive.
Yeah,
I think it's at least a different experience. I would say for a team event, it makes sense. For the regular meetings, no, I wouldn't use it. But the experience of having, like, let's call it virtual breakout rooms, because you can actually see people over there and they're having a talk. There are some places with conversation starter where you actually go up to some bubbles and you can then hit the bubbles and then it will bring you some questions, and that could be a conversation starter. Then you can go and roast some marshmallows, or you can go and throw some cornbacks. So it's a quite fun experience to be in there. And we also try to bring in my video system as well. So we could actually see my video system.
Yeah, you can see the video feed. Yeah, you can see the video feed from it. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing was that there was an Android-based system here. We couldn't see anything from the immersive space. I could hear everything and I could see that there were people there, but it was only like the small logo, the circle with the two letters in there that we could see, just like when people don't have camera on. I'm honestly not sure how it would look like if it was a Windows-based system. That could be something that we could try as well. But a quite fun experience, I would say. And you get really fast into the experience of being there. And it feels like a different world, lifelike world. Of course, it's still a cartoonish world, but it's a great experience, I would say.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, everything is fun and now, but there are still some limitation. Like you were saying, Lars, it's not from a normal meeting where you're presenting. Right now, we don't have the option like if somebody is sitting behind a PC, because you don't need the goggles. You can download the Immersive Space app from the Microsoft Store, and you can join in from your PC. Of course, it's not the same look and feel and so on, but you cannot do a presentation. Like if I want to show the quarterly numbers, I cannot share my screen and show an Excel spreadsheet. So I mean, you are kind of limitation on some of the things, but I mean, hopefully that will come soon, because I think that will just give it an extra boost. I mean, that will even be better, because one of the positive feedbacks I got from a customer that has been trying this in the early version was that if you're joining on a conference or something like that, you're just joining into a breakout room and you don't really know. You can see it from the list, but there might be 50 people in that one. But if you're in the immersive space, you can actually see them. So you know your colleague was at the same session as you were, and then afterwards you can have a chat with them. So it kind of gives another real life person perspective of that meeting. So if you're just going to present something where you're not going to show your screen, I would say this is a cool, fun way of doing it. Again, you can, if you're very cool, I don't think it's GA yet, but you can build your own scenarios and so on. Microsoft are providing some cool ones, and you can change them from different scenarios if you're in a meeting or what you want to do. And some of them you don't have the same spaces where you can throw cornbacks or something like that. But I think really that presentation the option to add a presentation will give it way more usability.
But for me,
then also,
sorry.
Yeah, come on, Michael.
For me, I actually think that whiteboarding is one of the things I'm really looking forward to doing with MES.
Standing and drawing.
Yes, because then you can stand next to each other and you can actually brainstorm in another way. And I actually think that will be the where you just the ketchup bottle that just if you hit it, then it just suddenly adds out. And I think people will look at MES in another way when you have this.
It
running,
should be more usable. It would be something
Yes.
that you can go out to end customers saying, hey, this is not just a cartoon country that you're walking around in. You can actually perform more. I mean, your teams will benefit from it. And especially if you have a development apartment in Denmark and another one in, I don't know, US or something like that,
Yes,
they could just work closer together. Some of the stuff that we saw when HoloLens was introduced, we saw, I think it was Ford Motor Company or something like that was showing an engine or a car, something like that. If we can get that part into immersive space, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we tried to start the whiteboard, but it didn't show up. So it started on the Teams from, it was Android based again, but it didn't show in the immersive space. There was a picture from the video system on the wall, but the screen was rather small. So when you were sitting at the tables, it was still rather small, that video screen. That would also be great if you could like stretch it or make
you
it
feel
bigger.
like exactly. I was trying to point to it and say, can we stretch it out or can we do something about it? But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you can walk all the way up to the screen and you can stay there and talk with the guy on the video system. And like Carsten was saying as well, you don't actually need the goggles. You can still bring the immersive space into your PC. So you can still sit at home in front of your PC. Of course, then you can't move around, but then you can use your mouse and then drag around where you want to go, and then right mouse click, and then you can jump to the next place, and then use your arrows or the gaming WADS to walk around in the immersive space. So you can still be a part of it, even though you don't have the goggles yet.
And it's a good way of starting because, I mean, my advice is that if you're new to this one, start slow. Some of the meeting, I actually end up getting a little motion sickness because, I mean, you have to adapt to it. I mean, mixed reality is not a problem. You still have your key points. You know, there's a desk there and we have a wall there and so on. But when you are in this space, you kind of course, you make a grid where you are able to go into and the goggles will tell you are outside that grid and be careful there's a wall so you don't get hurt. But still, you kind of lose the sense where you are. So, I mean, I was testing it in my office and I have a couple of 5-6 square meters where I can walk around with. And I thought, it's not a problem. I will know what's north, south, and east and west are. But after 5 minutes, you completely lose track of that one because you are in a different world. I mean, you think, okay, I'm straight ahead south, and you take off the goggles and you're just east or something like that. And that can actually mix up your head. So I mean, in the beginning, don't start with a 3 hours immersive space meeting. I would definitely suggest that start slow and get used to it.
Definitely. I'm in a quite small space here. So I was just sitting on my chair and I was moving around, but I had absolutely no idea which way that I was pointing. The only way that I could figure out was that I knew my video system was here. And every now and then I could look at the wall and say, oh, I'm pointing in that direction. And my wife came in during that call and she was bringing me coffee and I said, yeah, do you want coffee? Yes, please. But please place it on the table. I have no idea which direction I'm pointing.
Just somewhere out there.
So it was great fun, and I think it will be cool to use for Teams events. To try that, have an experience about where other people walk around, have some fun with it, and then like Carsten saying, probably don't do it above 15 minutes in the start.
No.
Just to get used to it. But it will bring something else. You have that immersive experience of like when Carsten was standing on the left-hand side of me, I heard him from the left-hand side. And if I was walking around, I could hear him from the back. And then when you walk too far away, then we lost traction of each other because then we couldn't hear each other. So it's kind of in that experience of the real world that you can walk too far away to actually hear each other. That's quite cool, I think.
But that makes sense because this thing about Teams and Zoom meetings, etc., where you just being tired in your head. It's something about the audio and everything
Yes,
that
true.
you need to move farther away from each other and control the audio up and down. And so I'm really looking into this. But the microphone, where are they located? Are they located in the controllers? Or are they located in the headset itself?
On the goggles somewhere, I think.
I guess
Yeah.
on these it will be on the button.
Yeah, but
I'm not
what does it do
100% sure.
with echo cancellation? Is it done by the Teams application, or is it is it a Teams certified device? How do they look at it?
You're asking a lot of awful questions, Michael. I have no idea.
No idea.
Support it. I don't think I don't think
think
there's
support it.
certifications on
No, but
these.
as we saw at Ignite, they were mentioned those three quests, right? So it's definitely the quest that they mentioned at the moment, but there's coming more and more, and it will be awesome to look where
I haven't seen a certification program for it, to be honest. I haven't seen that. So of my knowledge, they are the one that Microsoft mentioned in Ignite that are certified.
Okay.
The fun thing that was, now we're talking about new, Michael, you mentioned new devices. I saw some goggles from Ray-Ban and Meta.
I saw them as well, yeah.
So that will be interesting to see, are they coming into this space as well?
Yeah, that's the thing, because I was seeing a lot of vendors trying to make some goggles, and as you guys mentioned, it was fantastic session you had, and I'm really looking into trying it, and maybe we will be 3 in a meeting with these glasses on.
Definitely.
And maybe it just brings something to the meetings. It's not like the regular meeting as you stated, Lars. It's going to be some of the meetings you're having where you need to brainstorm, or you need to do something else, or you need to have an event, or etc. So it definitely is something. So.
Another thing is that when you are in that, and I know we are just going a little back, when you are in those meetings, you will see a lot of people walking around, and of course I can see Lars Barlow, a little text box on top of it. But the cool thing is if I, with my hand pointers here, if I'm clicking on that, I'll actually get that personal sheet from Lars where it says what his contact information and so on, and I can see all the stuff that I normally go into Teams. And I think that that's a very nice add-on that one could have figured, okay, that might not be in the first release, but it's really nice that you are knowing if you're in a room with somebody else in your organization, you can see easily who they actually are. And you can also see a list of people that are in that immersive space that you are. So they'll be listed, even they're not sitting in the same room as you are, but you can still see a list of all available persons in that meeting. So that part is really working great. So, I mean, with the test, it was Lars and I kind of know that Lars was who was he and so on. But it was just, it was just so nice that you can see all the information, because there might be somebody else from the same company that I didn't know of. Let's, for example, say that we take Microsoft themselves. I'm pretty sure nobody know all in Microsoft. So it's just nice to say what's department and so on, and who are they referring to and so on. And it was really easy to get that information in the meeting.
That would be nice in the real world.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we just click on the person. Who are you?
I mean, you're always at a conference somewhere, and you know that guy or girl.
Yeah.
But you can't remember where you met him before.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool. But let's wrap it up here. We're going to do some testing in a few weeks with lots of different meetings and scenarios. So we're going to post these as well. But this was just a talk about mesh and how that's going to be in Teams in the future. And then it's going to be interesting if we're going to talk about mesh in Teams, or are we going to call it immersive spaces? That's going to be interesting as well. But anyway, it's quite cool. So thanks a lot for watching. See you out there. Bye.